Here's Dan Shapiro to help you find your edge, master your process, and own your future.
Hey guys, good evening everybody. Welcome to another edition of the ActionsTrader.com nightly wrap-up show. Hope everybody is doing well, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in, spending a couple minutes with us. All I ask, if you could take a moment out, like the video, support the channel. If you haven't done so already, come on board. I had a very frustrating day today. Usually everything's pretty seamless. I had a very, very frustrating day today. I didn't come in long Tesla overnight, which I was already done for the day on Friday, so I didn't even see the stock reverse, almost $10 back into the close. I would have been long over the weekend. So I wasn't long overnight. I woke up this morning, the stock was up 9 points. It was up 9 points, and you got to upgrade. You got all this automated cars and upgrade and blah, blah, blah. Massive call buying all day. January's nonstop. The 500s, the 520s. We saw the 550s, weekly call buying all day, like literally all day for the 500s. So I said to myself, like I do every single time when I'm not long the stock that's running, I'm going to buy it into dips. So I bought it into good dips. The problem is every area that I bought was super duper heavy, and I must have tried to dip buy this thing 4 times. Once I had a bounce for over $1. That's it. Everything else, I had like 2 or 3 break-even bounces. It was like I just couldn't get it right. I just couldn't. I was driving the right area and I just couldn't get the bounce. I was super frustrated. I was getting like, I don't use the word, I don't want to exaggerate, paper cut to death, but you know what I'm saying. It's like every single time when you're in a day that you just can't get going, it just feels like a piano is over your head and you just can't lift it up, can't lift it up, can't lift it up. So it was very, very frustrating. Also, my second part of my frustrating day was I was in the wrong trades, like literally in the wrong trades. And what I mean by that is, I'll give you a perfect example, right? I'll give you a perfect example. So Oracle, if you guys remember on Thursday, right? On Thursday or Friday, whatever it was, they came out with crappy earnings. So I said, hey, if this thing starts losing the November lows, I'm going to short it, right? So that's exactly what I did. This was exactly the same setup as Avago. Again, we had both of these pivots in the webinar. They're both literally exactly the same thought process, losing the previous day's earnings lows. So one of them, right, which was Avago, had the stock was on SSR, which basically means the stock was down 10% the previous day, and you needed an uptick, right? You needed an uptick to get short. That's obviously a harder of the 2 trades. One was Oracle, didn't have the SSR rule. The other one is Avago, did. So which one do you think I took, right? So Avago winds up going down like $14. Guess which one I took? Not only did I not make money on Oracle, but I lost money on Oracle. So, and again, the point was, it wasn't a lot. It was one of those days that guys literally nicked and nicked and nicked and nicked all day. And so Oracle comes in like $1 really quickly. I don't cover any because I think this thing's going to implode. Also, it was so fast. So the market stabilized. At that time, the Qs held the previous day's low, and I'll talk about that in a second, the severity of it, right? But the moral of the story is, it just squeezed me out. It lost like $1.40 in the trade, only to watch it collapse 5 minutes later down like $5, $6. I'm already frustrated. And then I short arm, right? And then I short arm. It gets downgraded, right? It gets downgraded by Goldman Sachs with a sell rating. I was like, wow, they had to kill this thing. Let me short this thing below the November lows. I short this thing November lows. It goes down like 75, 80 cents as the markets implode. I'm like, yo, what the hell do I need to do to get a move today? So I wound up covering this thing, made like 64, like nothing, like absolutely nothing, like 64 cents there. Ironically, the stock actually rallied up $2 from where I covered. And so I'm sitting there, I'm like, really, really frustrating. And then I realized, right? And then I realized I took a step back, I took a deep breath, and I turned around and said, well, wait a minute. Okay. There's days, and again, this is a really important lesson for brand new traders. Okay. I don't care how long you've been trading, you're going to have a day that you are fighting with the one for 50 cents, and you miss the one for $5. You're fighting with the one for 50, 60 cents, and you're missing the one for $10. It's the market, right? It's the market. And the more I thought about it, I said, well, today just wasn't my day. I was just getting the 2-7 offsuit every single hand. Every hand, 2-7 offsuit, 2-7 offsuit. And I kept on playing it. So, death by a million paper cuts maybe might not apply to what happened to me today, but it's more like death to a million mental paper cuts. And when I logged off, I went to the gym, felt a little bit better. And I was just like so tired. But the moral of the story is the longer you trade, again, I don't care who you are, how good of a trader you think you are, the longer of the story is the longer you trade, you're going to have days that you're just playing the wrong cards, right? And the more you trade, the longer you trade, you'll realize the universe, right? The universe will balance everything out. So one day you'll get the one for 50 cents, but the next day you could get the one for $15. And that's literally what it was. So if you go back to last week, the last 2 weeks, man, Tesla was amazing, absolutely amazing. And we ended the week. I ended the week with a $9 push into the first 15 minutes of the day. And today I'm sitting there getting slights 50 cents at a time, 30 cents at a time. I just can't get going off areas that price discovery should have came. So look, it's part of the game, right? It's part of the game. Tomorrow, hopefully we will get a really, really good flow, right? Really, really good flow. The open that we want. And again, we'll talk about that in a second. But the most important thing is, again, don't let a 2-7 offsuit ruin the rest of your week. New day, short memory. Tomorrow is its own value. Let's talk about the macro first, and then we will talk about Tesla. Okay, so here's the macro. Okay, if you guys remember on the weekend video, we said there's pretty much no room for interpretation. We closed right on the 50-day moving average on Friday, right? On Friday, we just traded right to the 50-day. And we knew going into today, we're either going to have a rally off the 50-day moving average and close strong, or we are going to lose the 50-day moving average. And you know what happens, or at least potentially should happen next. And the ironic part about it is the market actually gapped up. NASDAQ, the Qs gapped up. The high of the day today was 618. So we gapped up like $4 or $5. And then everything started losing steam. We talked about on the weekend update, all the names that we were watching. And guess what? These are the names I missed, right? That's my whole point. These are the names all I missed. We talked about Amazon of the weekend update. I missed it, right? I missed it. It's 225, 225. I missed it, right? It sucks. I missed it. What else do we have? So much already. I can't remember. But the point is, all the good ones I missed, right? All the good ones I missed. And all the other ones I was fist fighting with. But here is the bottom line: the market gave up the 50-day moving average today on the close, right? Close. This is now the first close below the 50-day moving average. Keep an eye on this thing tomorrow. If we start building below today's channel, then the next potential landing spot is going to be 605, which is going to be the 34 EMA. Again, it's not a big deal until it turns into a big deal. Last time we lost the 50-day moving average again. We went from 607 to 580 in 6 trading sessions. So the bulls need to get back above the 50-day moving average tomorrow. I don't know how that's going to be accomplished, but if the bulls don't and we start building below, then the next potential landing spot, like I said, is 605, followed by the 590s, and followed by all the way down to here. Hopefully, it does not go back into that area. But again, I think for me, more frustrating than not because of the hand that I played than the monetary aspect of it. Paper cuts, who cares? But now I have to refocus. And tomorrow, we're getting some really, really good setups. Let's talk about Tesla first. So Tesla got a really, really big upgrade today. Really, really big upgrade, down about $1 and change after the close. This is now the highest close in this whole formation into above the November highs. Is this thing probably the wrong time to be breaking out above November highs? Probably so, but the options market was so aggressive to me. Okay, it was so aggressive. This is literally the only stock that had potential potential for a day two move tomorrow. Again, is it possible there's some profit taking, blah, blah, blah? Absolutely. Again, if we are closing below the 50-day moving average, it's not exactly the easiest time to be long anything. But if there is any stock, right, if there's any name that potentially could completely reverse course and buck the trend, well, it's yours truly, right? Yours truly is Tesla. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see if the morning it washes out, trap some shorts. Let's see if it potentially can go green on the day, take out today's highs and really start going. Because again, if you saw the option activity, right, the option activity in Tesla today, you would really understand that institutional money flow is betting those 500s very, very aggressively into the end of the week. Other than that, man, look at where we are, man. Look where we are. Look at some of these charts. They're absolutely broken. Bitcoin continues to be not great, right? 86,000 currently. And you can see the reaction on the Bitcoin related names. Coinbase looks like it potentially could go back to the November lows. Same thing with MSTR. Again, I don't want to go through the whole list, but if you start looking at some beta names right now, with the NASDAQ first close below the 50-day moving average, you'll see some pretty good value for tomorrow. You got Microsoft. The only reason it stopped at the 200-day SMA. This thing loses the 200-day SMA. There's a good chance you'll see November lows. Circle continues just to be absolutely sold. It has, great moments, right? It definitely has its moments, but this is now the first close. You can see it's been below the 50-day for a long, long time. So it absolutely has been underwater and under pressure for a while. But it lost the 20-day today. If it confirms the 20-day tomorrow, this thing has room all the way down to 65. Amazon, right? Amazon closed below the 50-day moving average on Friday. Lost the 64-day today. Let's definitely keep an eye on this thing. If it starts losing tomorrow's range today, definitely keep an eye on that. Nvidia somehow seemed to stay above last Friday's lows. I will definitely be watching this thing tomorrow, especially if the market starts to get hammered. We'll definitely keep an eye on that. So look, it's a tough conversation. Okay. If you guys remember, going back to a month ago, we had this conversation, what happens above the 50-day, below the 50-day. Well, now we are in a realization. This is the first close now below the 50-day moving average as well. And you can just see the data again. I don't know. I have no reason to try to convince you one way or another. You could see it. First time we lost the 50-day, we went from 607 to 580 in a matter of 6 days. This is, again, just to give you an idea how important the 50-day moving average is. And then we reclaimed the 50-day moving average above 607. We ran from 607 all the way up to 629 in 11 trading days. You can see over 50 bullish, below the 50-day is bearish. And this is now the first close below the 50-day moving average. So guys, that's it. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm going to go take my head, hit it on the concrete about a half a dozen times. Hopefully I'll survive. But if not, hey, nice knowing you guys. Listen, every day is a blessing above ground. Some market goes up, market goes down. We perform, we underperform, we shoot ourselves in the foot, we excel. It's all about the journey, and it's all about the blessed life that we live. Guys, God bless everybody. Have a great, great night, and I will see you all on the field tomorrow.